Hello everybody and welcome back to Europa, where we're pretty much done with our rebellions. We're still a little short on manpower and I don't want to go to war quite yet because I'd like to expand a couple of armies. The third army here, which should really be called the European Third. European Third. There we go. Wonderful. And we've got a few other armies here. The first army here, of course, is going to be combined with the Asian Third. And then we've got, let's see. The rest of this all looks correct. Okay. So that seems fine. We're going to continue coring some provinces. Wonderful. We're only a little short of our admin goal now. We're gonna fall behind in our admin tech. I don't think there's any doubt about that. In terms of our enlightenment spread, it's happening. Slowly. We could build some universities, but I'd kind of prefer not to, honestly. I feel like this is fine. Like, this is going to spread. So we only need about 59 more admin power. That is wonderful. And Age of Absolutism is ending very soon. We're going to have a few small problems once that happens. Age of Revolutions is going to be interesting. There's no doubt about that. The first colonial is currently taking attrition, and we just died. 340. That is pretty spicy. We have to remain on admin for now. We'll switch to military a little later, I think. But that does mean that we're going to be delayed on our mil tech a little bit, but that's fine. I do want to pull these guys back somewhere where they won't take attrition. Is there anywhere? Yeah, rebellion in Elfsburg, that's fine. Is there anywhere where these guys will not take attrition? Because they'll be at 48 supply limit. So these 44 locations, none of this is useful to us. 45 is the best. 43. I think we got to take it back down to Ethiopia and Brazil. We're currently locked in on our movement, so we can't actually move. We'll wait until that is done, and yes, I do remember the rebellion in Elfsburg. We will deal with that. Okay. Rebellion in Elfsburg. We're going to come down over there. Wonderful. And we actually have enough manpower saved up right now that we can enlarge this up to 32. There we go. Wonderful. So we'll go deal with Elfsburg, and then we will go ahead and replace, or rather enlarge this army as well. Is that in Kazan? Okay, that's awkward. We're down to 1878 governing cap. We're going to be able to make more states soon. Is our army maintenance down? A little bit. Okay, I did not mean to close that. We'll crank that right back up. Wonderful. We can grab Dip Tech, but we're going to hold off on that for right now. We're going to grab our last two cores here. Actually, we need to wait one more month here. On this month tick, we'll be able to grab this last core. Age of Revolutions. Excellent. I mean, we've still got absolutism mechanics, so that's fine. Okay. So we currently need 27,432 more men. And now we need 29,000. Excellent. And that's mostly because we're taking massive attrition, bringing these guys down over here. We'll not meddle in the affairs of the clergy for right now. I think the clergy are fine. I would love to recruit another army for up here. It should maybe be a smaller army, though, because of the force limit up in this region. Yeah, I think that's... well, not really force limit, but attrition levels up in this region. I think that's going to be necessary. So yeah, we'll do that. This is up to 48k. Fantastic. And then we'll get this army enlarged up to 48k as well. Our current combat width is 36, and our total combat width is 38. Once we go up another mil tech, we will not increase our combat width. We may want to consider going up to 50k. And honestly, I think it's worthwhile. Let's max out that combat width. Okay, in Corsica, that's fine. We will respond to it with this army, which means that we will also hold off on enlarging that army for a little bit. Let's see here. Just a few more of these. Okay, we'll hold off now for a little while because we're currently paying a fair amount of money. We'll pass the Abolition of Slavery Act, I think. -1 missionary strength. And we lose 5% tax. That said, we don't gain that much through tax. And we'll produce different things other than slaves. We'll abolish slavery. Iron, livestock, ivory, tropical wood, naval supplies, iron, ivory, naval supplies, tropical wood, fish, ivory, fish, salt, iron, naval supplies, livestock, wool, naval supplies, iron, tropical wood, iron, wool, fish, iron, wool. We produced a lot of slaves. Livestock, coffee, livestock, salt, fish, livestock, tropical wood, fish, tropical wood, naval supplies, tropical wood, wool, salt, tropical wood, livestock, naval supplies, livestock, gold, that's a good one, livestock, iron, ivory, grain, iron, tropical wood, livestock, and we lost actually 25% global tariffs. So our cultural conversion cost has, or rather that's not us, and we had a revolt happen over here. Okay. We'll deal with that. We're still 3 years away from grabbing our dip tech. We could change our culture in a location. We need to move these guys somewhere where they're not taking attrition. There we go. We're currently losing some money. The African First need to be moved back to Madagascar. I didn't realize they were still in India. That's 47. 46, 48. Okay, so we're definitely pushing it with our army size. There's no doubt about that. We'll put in this leader and send them over here. Okay, the European Third is also going to need to be moved. That's fine, though. The European Third absolutely can afford that. Okay, and now we're just going to wait a little bit until we are actually making money again, because I'm a little concerned about our finances for right now. Most of that is going into rooting out of corruption, and once we're done rooting out corruption, which we will be very, very soon, we won't have an issue. Trading in tropical wood, wonderful. And we'll put down these Corsican rebels. Fantastic. We're just working on solidifying a little bit here. Price of slaves has lessened dramatically, but hey, we were the first ones to ban slavery, which kind of makes sense considering we were, I believe, pretty much the only ones exporting slaves, realistically. There's probably some other slaves around somewhere, but the majority of it comes from Africa, and we controlled Africa, so... Okay, we're going to take the European Second back up over this way, and that's 49. We'll send them to there. Wonderful. We won this battle, as expected. We're losing money pretty quickly right now. I'm going to turn down our army maintenance slightly. Okay, we'll have to deal with that. There we go. And we need to pull these guys back somewhere where they won't be taking attrition. Like here. Wonderful. We're still 3 years ahead of time on our dip tech. And, ooh, admin power. Yes, we are absolutely taking admin power. There's no doubt about that. Byzantine Pretender rebels, we don't care. Well, we're now gaining ludicrous sums of money because our rooting out of corruption is done. Let's crank our army maintenance back up. Wonderful. This battle will happen on 28 December. Are we locked in? Yes, we are. I was going to say we could wait a month tick, but it's not really that relevant. Okay, France embraced Enlightenment. That's actually good for us. That's quite good for us. Okay. Lending libraries and book clubs and selective breeding. Good job, France. Okay. Well, that's convenient. We don't need to do anything about that rebellion. Okay, and we'll send these guys back down to province. And these guys back down to the Venice region. Okay. Additional enemies rebelling over here. This is fine. We don't really care. So we're going to continue enlarging our armies ever so slightly. Up to that sweet, sweet 50k number. Now that we have quite a lot of manpower to throw at the problem. And some of these armies will likely be in places where they're taking attrition. Like the African First. Well, the African First is currently heading over to Madagascar, so that's fine. Okay, let's get some town halls. And as far as our war against Poland goes, Poland is currently guaranteeing Byzantium. So we definitely want to fight Byzantium and Poland. But I want to allow ourselves to solidify a small amount more anyway. Just checking how many more of these we have. A fair number. That's fine. Okay, so the first colonial here, we can go ahead and take that up to 50k. That's fine. The Asian second, that can go up to 50k. The Asian third here, we're going to bring in one here and one here. Like that. Okay. The first Nordic, we're going to send them back to Stockholm before we reinforce them. European second should definitely be enlarged. And then this third army over here, of course, this is going to be a smaller army. So we're just actually... yeah, we'll take it over here. This is just going to be, I think, a 40k in size. And we'll call this the second colonial. Wonderful. Now, we can still get this admin tech, but we're still 2 years ahead of time. So we'll hold off on that. Ormond, huh? We'll deal with that. No real problem. The first Nordic here is going to make it back to Stockholm. And then we'll enlarge that. Wonderful. And the second colonial has arrived at its location. So we will bring this up to 12, 4, and then that puts us at 16 right there. So let's take this up, I think, to 24 is where we're going to target. It'll take us another month tick to get the manpower to do it, but that's okay. One more month tick. There we go. So this is just going to be a slightly smaller army just because of the force limit constraints up in Ethiopian Canada. Wonderful. That should get all of our armies up to that 50k mark, except this one. This one is not enlarged. We'll go ahead and enlarge it. Excellent. So that should be all of our armies at this point. We are, of course, going to also have to enlarge our transports. What is this fourth fleet? Ah, that's a Lithuanian fleet. This is a heavy ship. Why would we want that? Let's get rid of that heavy ship. Okay. The Indian transporters over here have essentially a double fleet. Let's divide this in half. We're going to take these over here, and we're going to enlarge this up to 50. These are supposed to be... Really? Have the Atlantic transports been typoed this whole time and no one told me? I'm disappointed in you guys. Okay, so the Atlantic transports, the Mediterranean transports, these are actually, I believe, supposed to be the Nordic transports. If you can believe that. So we're going to send them all the way up to Scandinavia. And then we are going to also build in a pair of transporters up here. Okay. The Mediterranean transports, we should definitely enlarge up to 50. And really, the Mediterranean should be moved. Where are the Atlantic? They're currently here? Okay. Fair enough. Now, we definitely need additional light ships. Actually, we have these here. Okay. I'm going to split this unit in half. And we're going to send these guys to protect trade wherever it's most valuable. Aleppo or Alexandria is likely to be the case. Now, we already have somebody protecting Alexandria. Yeah. I'm actually going to send them to protect the... What are you guys doing right now? Protecting Basra. Okay. So I'm going to send these guys to protect the Aleppo trade node. Wonderful. And then the first fleet here is still going to be protecting the English Channel trade node. But we're going to enlarge that up to 50. There we go. Excellent. So we're just getting a little bit of this work out of the way. Fantastic. And these guys are, of course, going to protect the Aleppo trade node. And once they get over into this region, we will just go ahead and enlarge them up to 50 ships as well. And in the meantime, we're just banking those up. Our current heir dies, and we can lose a stability or a prestige. We're going to take the prestige hit, obviously. That heir isn't terrible. This revolt is a bit obnoxious. There's no doubt about that. We're going to need a leader over here. We're going to bring in this leader. And we're just going to go up like that, and then we'll backtrack to deal with these. And we'll also enlarge this fleet up to 50. Wonderful. Okay, so which of our armies are taking attrition? Just the first British right now. That's fine. They can just hop back over to Leinster. And they'll be fine. Okay. We are currently 1 year away from getting that diptech. Do we get here in time? No, we don't. That's fine. We'll still crush this force. Did I see a fourth location that these rebels popped in? Yes, I did. I thought I did. Okay, in Palencia. It's not a problem. We'll deal with that. Okay, so our current unrest is a bit up there. There's no doubt about that. Currently that is being caused primarily by religious unity. And our religious unity is currently at 69%, 69.3. It's going to go up by 0.5 here momentarily, though. Actually, it's going to go up even further than that. So that's fine. I mean, ultimately, we want to grab humanist ideas since we're so huge. But when can we get that? Do we get an idea group with the next admin tech? No, we don't. It's admin tech 26. So that's a ways away. But that would be huge for us. Absolutely enormous, in fact. Okay, we've taken this area back, so we'll head back over there. Wonderful. This mill tech doesn't give a supply limit, does it? No, it does not. Okay. Noted. Well, we're up to 50k manpower right now. That's a good thing. Means we're getting there. Currently are expecting to get our next mill tech in September of 1716. We're 24. Poland is also 24. More separatists over here. We'll just crush those. No worries. Out of curiosity, we currently have 217 splendor. At least 50 development in the capital? Out of curiosity, what's the development in Genoa? 23? What about in Tunis? 30. What about in London? 31. Okay. Fair enough. We don't really care so much about that, I suppose. 125% discipline in your armies? Yikes. 3-star general or admiral in command of a unit? Of a government with a parliament? We could just start a golden era, though. And now might not be a terrible time to do that. It'll last for 50 years, so it'll be over in 1764. And at that point, we'll still have a fair number of years left. I think we'll hold off on it for now. Okay, these guys are currently crossing this direction, which is awkward. Ooh, that's a good chunk of manpower. We'll take that. Quite happy about that. I think I'm not going to declare war this episode, but I'm getting really close to wanting to declare war. Really, really close. Okay, which battle was that? That was this battle? That's fine. Okay, we'll deal with this rebellion. Our provincial unrest is a bit up there. We could boost our stability, but that costs admin power, and I'm not interested in spending admin power right now. We're a bit behind on our admin right now, so that wouldn't be great. We're definitely going to wait until month after next to start grabbing techs. These guys are going to lose that fight, I think. Their troops are definitely far superior if they're holding their own with that numerical advantage. So good for them. Actually, they won. We'll take it. Now we don't need to deal with those rebels. Fantastic. Okay, it's almost January. We're not quite going to get there until May of this year. Our colony over here became self-sustaining. That's fine. We are currently colonizing here and here, which means that we can't actually colonize any land currently. And we're unlikely to be able to, for a while at least, with our third colonist. Since we need development in our capital anyway, maybe we should develop our capital. I haven't really been doing that. I suppose we can do that. We have a pretty low chance to develop it, but that's fine. So let's go ahead and grab our diptech. That gives us 3-deckers, naval morale, and an increase to naval maintenance. But being ahead of this will give us 20% trade efficiency and some yearly corruption reduction, which we'll happily take. We'll take that for sure. And then we'll be able to get our mill tech in August, apparently. Probably because of the institution penalty, is my guess. We'll go ahead and start converting Sussex next. And we should pretty soon be jumping up... Oh, hello. Price of sugar going up by 50% until 1821. Do we produce much sugar? I think Brazil does. So that's probably pretty good for us. Yeah, hello. Sugar. Fantastic. Okay, another rebellion over here. Fair enough. I slightly misclicked where that was, but that's fine. So we're gaining 7,267 manpower per month. That's okay. Oh, hello, we're taking attrition here. We should not be taking attrition. Let's move somewhere where we're not taking attrition. That'll be ideal. We'll go ahead and bring those together. We are going to need to wait for this one last transport to finish up here. Excellent. Is our... Nope, our army maintenance is not currently down. Good to know. Well, let's just build a few more town halls. Wonderful. And that brings us down to... Actually, we're getting pretty close on the town halls. We could probably finish it if we really wanted to. But now we need to turn our attention to Poland and to the Byzantines. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to be turning our focus over to war. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.